Hey now, I'm back with an exclusive trading system that produced an insane profit which you can trade manually or with the new Trader's Landing automated script. And be sure to stick around to the end when I show you how to make this system even better with my optimization tips. Furthermore, members of the Trader's Landing community can start to use an additional new script on the popular Turkish getup system that I featured in this video. Just make sure you are subscribed before this happens to your next trade. I call this system the Bollinger J, and like most trading systems, it can be adapted to Forex, crypto, options, stocks, indices, or any instrument that has significant volume and market participants. This trading strategy utilizes 4 free TradingView indicators. As always, links and settings to all indicators are listed in the description. The first indicator is the Exponential moving average. I'm going to set the length to 200 and color it in white. The 200 EMA will be used as a trend direction indicator. The second free TradingView indicator are Bollinger Bands. Inputs will be kept at default, and I'm going to remove the basis line. Bollinger Bands are envelopes plotted at a standard deviation level above and below a simple moving average of the price. Because the distance of the bands is based on the standard deviation, they adjust to volatility swings in the underlying instrument. This study will provide a precondition for entry. The third study are average true range or ATR bands. I'm going to set the value at 2 times the ATR for both upper and lower bands and color them in yellow. The average true range is a volatility indicator that attempts to measure recent price movements. This study will be used to set our stop loss and thus our take profit levels. The fourth and final study is the KDJ indicator, also known as the random index. This will be the first time I am featuring this indicator on the channel. I am going to change the period to 25 and keep the K and D signal settings at 3. In addition, I am going to uncheck the top 2 plot lines and the bottom 2 level lines. And finally, change the plot color to yellow so it can be seen more clearly. The KDJ is derived from the stochastic oscillator with an extra line added called the J line. It attempts to determine overbought and oversold market conditions. This study will work in conjunction with the other indicators to provide confluence to system entry signals. Let's go over entry criteria and review some example. As always, system rules and details are listed in the description below. This chart is Cronos versus the US dollar 2-hour candles. The rules to enter a long on the Bollinger J are: first, price closes below the bottom Bollinger Band in blue. Second, the KDJ goes under the 20 line during the pullback. Then price must close back above the bottom Bollinger Band. Fourth, the KDJ then moves back above the 20 line but does not cross the 80 line on top. Finally, price must be above the 200 EMA in white. Our rules are met when this candle closes. That is our trigger candle. We place our stop at the bottom ATR band, which is 2 times the ATR value of the corresponding candle, and target 3 times risk. And long example 1 hits the target. If you enjoy this content, please make sure to click that like button. I have one more long example. Price closes below the bottom Bollinger Band. Then we can see the KDJ is under the 20 line during the pullback. Price then closes back above the Bollinger Band here. Fourth, the KDJ is now above the 20 line. And finally, price is above the 200 EMA in white. Everything converges on this candle and it serves as our trigger. The stop is placed at the bottom ATR band and 1 to 3 is our target. And short example 2 rapidly hits the target. Now we flip to shorts. This is what I will test for shorts. First, price must close above the top Bollinger Band in blue. Second, the KDJ must go above the 80 line. Then price must close back below the top Bollinger Band. Fourth, the KDJ indicator then moves back below the 80 line but does not cross the 20 line at the bottom. Finally, price must be below the 200 EMA in white. All of that happens on this candle here. That is our trigger candle. The stop is placed at the top ATR band in yellow and target 3 times risk. and after a while, short example 2 hits the target. I'm going to show you one more quick short example. Price is below the 200 EMA in white. There are candles that close above the top Bollinger Band in blue. Price then closes back below the top Bollinger Band. Finally, the KDJ indicator goes above and then back below the 80 line and is not below the 20 line at the bottom. This is our trigger candle. The stop is placed at the top ATR band and the target is 3 times risk. And the final example hits the target. I'm going to give you some great ideas on how we can improve this system along with a trader's landing score. And now it's time to do what I do. If you enjoy this content, hit the like button. Remember, this is just 100 tests on one instrument. If you are thinking of using this system, please do extensive back and forward testing and be sure to let our community know what you discover. This test was done on Cronos versus the US dollar, and by the way, Cronos is a great way to bridge your tokens. 2-hour candlesticks. It took almost 17 months to find the 46 trades. This dataset produced a win rate of 45.65%, with a large drawdown of 18.87. Using a dynamic percent of equity order size, the total get on account was an astounding 308%, which is pretty good considering the time period it took. And for those who want to trade this manually, stay tuned as I have some really good optimization tips. The equity curve here starts out with months of consolidation, but then it really takes off. This was due to the huge rally in crypto during that specific time period. However, even during the recent bear market, this system still produced tons of profit on this instrument. I give this system a trader's landing score of 8 because it attempts to get in at good spots in the market using the overriding trend, but you can use some additional filters to filter out false signals. Remember, the enemy of great is good. I have 6 ideas on how we can improve this system. First, there are many times when this system works where there are touches of the Bollinger Band rather than a close above or below. Taking these setups will yield many more trades, but changing the take profit level for this type of setup would probably be necessary, specifically moving it closer to your entry. Second, when you see the market trending signified by a wide envelope of the Bollinger Bands, this is usually followed by a consolidation, what some people may call a dead cat bounce. After this pullback, look for a break of the bottom Bollinger Band for a breakout setup. In this type of entry, an oscillator like the KDJ will filter out good signals. Next, on the shorter time frames, this system can be adapted to scalping specifically by using the basis line of the Bollinger Band as a good spot to move your stop to break even. Additionally, lowering the period number of the KDJ to be more reactive makes sense for a scalp, and looking for places where the Bollinger Bands are reacting with smaller EMAs for confluence would be a good idea. Fourth, you can use the KDJ to identify hidden divergence to confirm your entries. Here we can see a higher high on the KDJ and a lower high on price. This type of confluence will filter out many false signals. Additionally, when you see the market on the 2-hour chart trending impulsive like this, a smart trader will jump down to a lower time frame like the 15-minute to look for signals for some quick profits going with the overall 2-hour trend. Furthermore, Bollinger Bands sometimes do well in consolidation periods, like shown on this chart, but the issue is opportunity cost. When the market is consolidating, you may be in the trade for a very long time and missing out on other opportunities due to your capital being locked up, or not wanting to overexpose in correlated instruments. Many traders overlook this, taking every entry signal, but availability of capital and the ability to trade other instruments is an important factor in your overall trading strategy. If you want to talk to me and interact with our community, in addition to supporting the work I am doing here, you can do so for free by registering for our Circle community. And those who pick up a preferred or elite membership will have access to the discussion and education spaces in addition to the TradingView automated scripts and a private video on my own personal trading system. Thanks for watching and have a great day, because you deserve it.